Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. It's been a while. I think it's been 8 days since I posted a video. We're back. We're in the garage and we're going to be pouring the new molds from Redesign with Prima. I showed them to you on my last video, I believe, and I did a few of them with clay, but I didn't really pour any, and I've got some projects that I need to get done. And so we're going to be pouring quite a few things today. And we're going to be using the black pigment that Bonecrafter sent me, along with the polyurethane to mix your resin. So I'm going to turn this around and we're going to get started. I hope everybody is doing great today. I don't know if I introduced myself. For all of y'all that don't know who I am, my name is Beth and welcome. Okay, let's turn this around and I'm going to put it up. And I don't know why that's there. It's not normally hanging there. So let's move that over where it normally is. Okay. And you still can't see everything. Okay, something's weird. Okay. Yeah, this thing is moved. Okay. Sorry guys, I didn't know this was like this, so I gotta make sure that you can see everything. And this is fanned out as much as it will go. So I'm not quite sure what's going on here. Okay, I think I got it now. You see that? Yeah. Okay, cool. Now the only ones that we're not doing today are the ornaments. And I have to say, now I bought all the molds that Redesign with Prima came out with. And then of course IOD, Iron Orchid Designs, came out with their new release on the 6th. I really wasn't that impressed, to be quite honest. I did buy 3 of their molds. I'm not quite sure if I'm even going to like any of them. 2 of them were houses, and I don't even remember what the 3rd one was. That's how impressed I was. Oh, it was the Nativity. I have one from Redesign with Prima, a Nativity set. This one was, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. But I did get them. I got 3 of them. There were other ones, and I knew that I just wouldn't use them, so I did not get them. And the transfers, I was not impressed with the transfers either. I don't think I bought any of the transfers. And I bought that on Thursday when they released it, and it still hasn't been shipped, which I'm sure they're busy, okay? This is Saturday. But I don't think that I'm going to get it for about a week and a half at least, and that's the quickest. So that's going to be a while, and that's okay. Oh, I did order one of their stamps. Now, I did like one of their stamps, and I think that was the Gingerbread Lane stamp that I ordered. Because it was more of a primitive Pennsylvania Dutch type thing that you could use year-round, so I did that. But right now we're doing Redesign with Prima, and I'm really, really liking Redesign with Prima new release. Better than IOD's. Which is unusual, but that's the case this time. Okay. I have got the black pigment, and I've got my A and B in these squeeze bottles, so where I don't have to pick up the jug. And then I have my A and B cups here. And then I'm going to try to use this and see if I can't pinch it to see if I can get the small ones. I don't know. I have issues with the small ones, and right now if it gets weird. I don't know if you've ever had a silent migraine. I do get them, not very often, but I do get them, and if I'm highly stressed, and let me tell you, I have been stressed this past week. I don't know what is going on in the Vintage Warehouse in Clarksville, Tennessee, but my sales have tanked. I have absolutely no sales in 5 days, and this is a Saturday, and I have not sold one thing. Something's up. Something is up. My gut's telling me something is wrong, and I just can't get away from that feeling, and I don't like that feeling, and it is stressing me because I do rely on that income coming in from that place, and right now I don't have any. And this is the 8th of the month, and normally I have my booth fee already paid for, and I'm not even close to having my booth fee paid. And so I don't know what's going on, and I've not changed. I mean, I'm there at least once a week, if not twice a week, redoing, changing, adding new stuff. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. So anyway, I think it's causing me to have, I have these migraines where they don't hurt like a regular migraine, but I get the eye thing, the color thing going on. And the reason why I know what's going on is because the very first time it happened, I went straight to the doctor, and I said, whoa, and so I know what they are. And normally I will just go sit down somewhere, and it takes about 20 to 30 minutes for it to pass. Well, it's just now starting, and sometimes I lose part of my vision because of the color sensation and stuff. I'm going to try it and see if maybe it will go away, or I can still do this. If I can't do this, then I'll stop the video and then come back. But if I get sloppy, or more sloppy than I normally am, that is the reason why. So far, I can still see everything. So let's hope that stays that way. Okay. I'm really trying to stay positive here, but boy, I'll tell you, it's sort of hard. You know, a lot of people just do that as a hobby, and they don't really need the income. Sadly, Dan still works, you know, and we still have to have the income. If we lose income, we're in trouble. Our bills don't get paid. And good or bad, it is the way it is. Okay, and I'm putting A in these 2 cups. And I'm doing this so I don't have to stop. Okay. Trying to make sure I got the right. Same amount. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and pour this in. And stir it up really good before I add the bee. And most of this I'm going to do black. In fact, I think I'll do black on all of it. Okay. And if you hear a fan blowing, I do have the Resinier's air purifier going. And I will mix this up until it feels a little warm, and I am going to put a little bit more black pigment in there because I left some in the egg cup. And I do want this as black as I can get it. It keeps me from having to paint it black first. If it's gray, I'm still going to have to paint it black. So I'm hoping, and it's turning warm. So let's just go ahead and get both of these. I'm running out, so I'm just gonna pour some small little things. Okay. Let's see here. Put the only little tiny piece. Okay. Yep, here comes the little color sensation going. So I got that one poured. I was hoping to get all these poured and I could stop the video. I was waiting for them to, but here comes that color thing going on. The very first time it happened, which was years ago, it used to scare me. I was actually driving when it happened the first time, and I called my doctor. He said, "Can you make it into the office?" And I said yes. And he said, "Well, you're either having a migraine or you pulled your retina." And they did some testing, quite a bit of testing actually, and they determined that it was a migraine. Now, Ashley has migraines really bad, but she has the painful kind. I'm mixing that really good. It looks pretty deep, so I'm gonna leave it, I think. I am gonna put a little bit of heat on here because it's really cold down here. And I'm not putting it directly, but I just want to heat it up a little bit, because if it's too cold, this will not cure. Okay. I can tell you right now that's turning gray. I don't know why it's turning gray. So we're going to put a little bit more in. I'm going to have to be careful this time pouring this stuff. Because my vision is a little bit impaired at this point. But we will see how it turns out. I'm going to stir this until I start feeling it get warm. And I'm feeling it get warm. Okay, so we're going to go up here. Okay. Yeah. I'm having oh, this is gonna be fun. Is that enough? Let's see if I can get enough out to finish filling this up. If not, then I can add more to it. But make sure it goes up in. This is so detailed. I'm going to make sure it goes up in all these places that it's supposed to. I think that's enough, actually. Okay. I'm cleaning it out after each one because this stuff turns hard and I don't want it interfering with the next batch. Okay. This is A. I'm going to stir it up really good before I get it any fuller. Okay. Then we have B. Look at all those bubbles. I hope we don't have a lot of bubbles in this. I've started, I took a video of the wall that I went and did the wall Friday, and I took a video, but the radio was playing so loudly that when I uploaded it to YouTube, I couldn't do it because of copyright violation. The members and the members only group will see it because I can do it on there, but I can't do it on my regular YouTube channel because of that, which really bites. So I'm gonna have to go back and maybe ask them to turn the radio off long enough for me to do it, because I went all the way through the store. don't think I need this one, but I'm going to go ahead. I over poured that one. I was trying to be so good. And not over pour. Oh, well, I guess we'll do this one. Since I poured a drop in there and I don't want to, I'm going to have to add more. Okay. These little things are handy dandy. I don't know where I got them. I know I got them from a thrift store, but it has Sally's Beauty Supply. So these are like hair coloring bottles. So if you wanted some, you go to Sally's Beauty Supply and get them. You know, the reason why I know is the original tag is still on there, and they were $1.69 a piece at Sally's Beauty Supply. Okay. Look at those bubbles. Yeah, I'm stirring it until I feel it get warm. Oh, what I started to say is I've started doing more of the canvas tote bags, the small ones, the big ones. And I was looking for buttons because I added embellishments onto the bags. Some lace, some buttons, and ribbons and bows, and which you saw that when I was there doing the video of I'm not happy with the way the wall looks, by the way. It looks very bland, it's not me. The way that it looks like it's just stuck up there. Like, I brought it in and just stuck it up there. It's not me. She doesn't want me painting the walls, which I have to say sort of upset me a little bit, because she hesitated. Then she said that I could if I repainted it, but I could tell she didn't want me to. But everybody and their brother is painting their booths, but it's neither here nor there. It's not my personality. It looks really blah, and anybody who knows Marketing 101 knows that your product is only as good as what it looks like and how you merchandise it, and right now it's horrible. And I can say it because it's mine. I would never judge anybody else's, but that it does not look good. I'm going to have to do something, because they're not going to sell that way. They look cheap. They look, and it's the way that they're just thrown up on the wall. Oh, let's try it. Let's see if we can't go ahead and just blend that in. I hope I'm not making a mistake by doing this, by not wiping it out. See, I'm becoming impatient. And I hope I don't mess up because of it. I wanted to get them all poured. Pine cone dowels I've got to get poured because they go on one of my projects, and I got the cow and the bow, so that's good, but I need to get some cardinals poured. I was just going to do them all, so I would have them if I needed them. Okay, that's getting warm. So let's get these pine cone dowels poured up. That's enough, but okay, here we go. I just keep doing it and doing it. At least it can tell you about how many times you're going to have to do all these. And that really soft silicone cup is helping me pour those without dripping too much. Okay, but I'm afraid I have to switch over to this one. Did I finish telling you what I was talking about with the totes? How I wanted to pour and make some charms to go on the little zipper closures? I don't think I finished telling you that. I got distracted, didn't I? Oh, just to let you know, the little color sensation thing is gone. It passes. I feel very blessed that I don't have the pain associated with it. Okay, this does not have enough, so I'm going to try to put a thin layer down and see if that won't go into where it needs to go. Okay, and I want all these, so I don't have enough for this. Okay. Oop. Yep. I did. I just want to make sure that everything's going where it's supposed to go. Because it's not hardening in the cup. Well, maybe it is and I just don't think it is. Yeah, that's what it is. It is. Okay. Let's just do this and make a mess. Oh, see, I was doing so good, and now, boy, I'm just getting it everywhere. Okay. And once again, I'm going to stir until I feel it getting warm. I want to do that whole cardinal mold. That means I'm going to have to do okay. It's starting to get this one's not doing as well as the other one. As far as keeping it. Yep, see? What? Why does it do that? And I'm going to make a big old fat mess here. I'm just telling y'all up front because I don't want all that on this mold. I'd rather do this than have to deal with all that extra. And I probably just ruined it, but probably gonna have to redo that cardinal because I over poured it so bad because of the cup. And now I know there is a big difference because when I was using that small, in fact, I'm just going to toss it. And I'm probably going to have to just totally redo that mold. Okay, I'm using alcohol, which is the first time I've used it today. As you know, it does stink. It's not coming out. Okay. This is just to help it dry a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to get some other gloves on my hands. And we're going to start trying to take them out to see if I'm going to have to re-pour a bunch over. And I'm going to move this over. Now, I'm going to move this stuff over. Okay, let's see if we can get it out of the mold. Is this black enough? We gotta get it on a level surface so it can, because right now it's still a little soft. Okay. I'm good with the bubbles because they're right there. So, oh yeah, okay. Okay. Let's just keep it going. That good. Oh, I love these things. Oh, that's just so sweet to me. Look at that. Embroidery hoop. I mean, seriously. When I saw that, when they were doing the hints, I thought, am I seeing an embroidery hoop? And I thought, oh, that would be so cool, but probably not. And when it came out, it was like, oh yes. These come out just so nice. Very little cleanup. Very little. And that was me not being able to see everything when that colorful light going on in my eyeballs. And I did good. trying to get it off of that, and it worked. Okay. So let's see. So far the black's okay. I think I can deal with the black. Yeah, if you don't over pour. See that? That is lovely. And of course you can't see that because there. That is just a lovely pour right there. I'm afraid this one's going to be over poured in a certain area because I tried to make sure it went all the way. Right there. There's a few spots, but not too many. Okay. I really like this mold. Oh, that one's really over poured. Okay. Let me do this now. I'm sorry if you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to get the majority of it off of here with scissors, and then I'll come back in. And I do it when it's this soft because it's easier for me to do it this way than to wait. It's much easier not to over pour. But you've heard me say that many, many times before. Oh, and I have an update. I contacted Let's Resin. I did ask them because, you know, they came out with a new debubbler, and I noticed that a lot of people were doing reviews on it. They were small channels, you know, they weren't. So I contacted them about hitting the 5,000, which I was really happy about. And they said they didn't have any debubblers that they could send to me. And then they said something about doing a Halloween giveaway. I've not returned their email from Let's Resin yet. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I can say is I don't know. I have to go with my gut. Halloween is not, a lot of y'all, including me, Halloween's not our favorite. You know, some people love it. But I would say the majority of the people that watch my channel probably do not. And I don't know, something was off with that email. So I'm just gonna let it rest for a while. I'm not gonna push the issue. I went years without ever getting one thing from Let's Resin. And you know, it's a bad feeling when you feel like you're the stepchild that comes in last all the time. And I sort of feel that way with that company. I never have felt that way with any company, but I do with them. And you know, maybe it's just me. It could be me, but I don't think so. My gut's normally not wrong. And the only bad thing is that I really wanted y'all to do the giveaway, get the giveaways, but I don't think the giveaways that they're offering me would be the same that most of them are getting anyway, and that's where my gut feeling comes in. So I guess, you know, I'll just continue doing what I'm doing, and I'll pay for my own giveaways, and that way I don't have to rely on a company. And I can be honest and with my reviews and tell you just how it is, and not have to worry about it. Pine cones. I'm not in a good mood today, am I? No, I'm stressed. I don't like being this way either. But you know, life is real. It's not all roses. Somebody who acts like it is, I would be weary of them. But we all want to be around positive things. I mean, I'm the same way. I can't stand being around a negative person. Here I am being a negative person today. So I apologize. But that one came out nice. See, I love it when it comes out like that. What I do with the... Yeah, see? You don't have to do anything. It's just... Oh, I don't think I filled this one back up. I don't think this one's going to come out right. Oh my, it did. I don't see how in the world. That thing's as thin as a... I don't know. What's thin? What's so thin you can almost see through it? But it did. Okay. Well, we've gotten 3 molds demolded without too much excitement. I'm leaving that for the last thing because I know that one's going to be the booger. I do want to get this off of here. I love this right here. I do, because it is so easy to keep clean. And I can do clay on it. I can do everything on it. I think I need to go back to Habitat where I got this and get 4 more pieces, so when, I mean, eventually this is going to wear out, right? And I would have it because I would miss it. Okay. Set this aside over here. Let's go with sunflowers. These sunflowers, see, it's just nice when they come out like that. You don't have to do anything. Just use them and paint them. Ah, yeah. Oop. Okay, this is one whole piece, y'all. I didn't realize this. That is one whole piece right there. Let's see if it'll come out as one whole piece. See if we can get this to come out as one whole piece. Nope. It's going to separate right there. Oh, maybe not. Ooh-wee. Oh my! Ooh! We did it! Uh-oh. There's a flower missing something. Look at that. Look at that. One whole piece. Look at that clean mold. Oh, that's fun. Okay. This is the pine cone dowel. Aren't those cute? Look at that pine cone. I need a couple of those. Yep, I need to pour some more of those. Look at that. These are cute, 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 cute. And they're not over poured. And oh, look at that. Look at that clean mold. Oh, now here's the fun one. Oh, this is not gonna come out clean. And I'm gonna have to re-pour this. Wow. Okay. Can you see me? Probably not. I'm just picking this off, trying to get that off the mold, and then we will look at what I just pulled out, because that's not one whole piece, but I just want to make sure that so the mold's clean. That wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. What's going to be bad is trying to get this part. There's a little gnat flying around. Okay. for a sharper X-Acto tool for this. Some of it's real easy to get out because it's real thin. Okay. Oh, that doesn't go there. That's the scarf. Okay, there's that one. Here's the scarf. Okay, there's the scarf. Here's one of the hats. I don't think I got both hats done. See if I can get most of it by just picking. It away. Okay. Yeah, this is the part that you have to do before you get to the fun part. Some people love doing this. Some people find this very relaxing. Me, I'm sitting here going, oh, hurry up, Beth, get this done so then you can start the fun stuff. But some people love this process. But the good thing is at least you see if you make a mess like I did. Please don't throw it away. You can get it to work. It takes you a little bit more time. But by me taking my popsicle stick and removing all that, even though it made a mess, it would have been so much harder clean up if I hadn't have done that. And then you pick it up and you can sort of tell where the pieces are that don't belong. And they're thin enough that they do sort of just come right off. So I didn't do both hats, and I wished I had of, because one of these that I did with clay really didn't seem to fit. Pieces all in there, and that doesn't belong there. Okay, and let's get into this, because I'm doing this now while it's still soft. It's easier to do it when it's this pliable. That's the right word, right? Pliable? Sometimes I say things on here and it sounds like they're making sense when I'm saying it, and then if I go back and watch it back, sometimes I do. Sometimes if I question it, or if I want to look at a particular part, because I want to remember what I was doing, I will go back and watch my own videos. I used to watch them all the time. I don't do that anymore. I'm an overthinker, and it was stressing me, because it was like, oh, I should have done this, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And I have learned some things you just have to let go of. And let it be what it is. You see how it's bending? But it's staying together, it's not breaking apart. So that's a good thing. Okay. I don't know what this thing is. This is just a little leaf with berries. Okay, the hat. Because that doesn't really, I mean, I guess you could curve it while it's still this soft. And I'm putting a lot of pressure on there. And I guess you could do it that way. It still doesn't look like it fits to me, but maybe it's this one. Maybe it's the one on the branch. No. It's that one. Yeah. But the scarf doesn't really. Well, it could. Okay. Yeah, it's this one that it fits the most. That one right there. Okay. I don't know if we're going to be using that or not, but I need to pour another one. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, okay? I'm going to take this. I'm going to paint this. I'm going to paint all this, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to put that right there, like that. Can you see that? Okay, I need to get a board so you can see what I'm doing. Let's just get one of these molds. Okay, so you can, and after I paint all that, I could probably do that now and just paint it. That would make more sense. But I want 2 pine cones right there, and then, or maybe I should just do this. What do you think? Maybe I should just do that. Ooh, I sort of like that one. Okay, so I don't need the pine cones if I do that, but I was going to do another one with that. And then if I do that, then you can't see the I can put the cowbells like right there. But I like the cowbells. I don't know. Should I have them hanging? Or I could do that. See, so many. I always sort of like that too. Okay. And then take the top of that off. Do I have another pine cone? sure I like that. Yep. But should I put a backing on this? Should I put a backing on this or leave it open? Okay. Because if I do that, which I sort of really like, let's go over here. Let's set this over here, out of the way for right now. I think I need a backing if I'm going to do it that way, though, to keep it from... Okay. Yeah, I like just the pine cones up here with the star and the thing. Okay. So if that's the case, then I can do one like that. And have a pine cone hanging down. I like that. Okay. I like that. I'm not going to do this in Christmas colors because this could be fall. This could be any time, even though it's got the berries and, you know. Okay. So, if we do one like that, let me put that over here for right now and get that out of the way. And y'all are screaming at me saying, do this, do that. And I can't hear you. I'm so sorry. I would love to be able to hear you. I want a back. Oh no. It was sticking. These things. Oh, I forgot about the pine. The pine. Okay. I don't want to cover that up. So that could be hanging just like that. What do you think? I think that would be cute, right? Now that would fit like that. That's bigger. This one fits right here. So we can hang this. I like that. Okay. So this is another one. Okay. Okay. And then now we've got, I think I need a back on this one. That's too big. I don't know. I think that needs a back, and then just put the cardinal in there. I think that's all it needs. And then you could do another one with that cardinal. But those need backs. Okay. So, I think that's too big for that. I don't know what we put on there. We could put some sunflowers, I guess. No. I don't know what you would do with that one. You could just paint it. Or you could decoupage. Same thing with this, you could decoupage that. But you could also do this. I love these little pine people. If you did that, you would cut that off. But these are so cool. So, okay. And the same thing with, you know, you wouldn't have to use all that. You could cut that one off right there and use that. And that would be really pretty right there too. Or you could use this part over here and then put a cardinal over there. See, there's so many different ways that you could, or you could make it into a total sunflower, piece of sunflower art. There's just so many things that you could do. But for right now, we are decoupage, and I think maybe decoupage on that too. Maybe. Okay. Let's put this stuff away for right now. Little bitty cowbells. I'm gonna get, yep. So I don't lose all these little pieces. I don't want to lose all these little pieces. I don't know what to do with these. And somebody in the comments when I was had a really good idea. I need to go back and read the comments. And these are big pieces, so we'll just keep the big pieces. And we will move this mold over here. And we're going to start painting, y'all. We're going to start doing the fun stuff now. How long is this video? Yep, an hour and a half. This is going to be a long one, y'all. It's going to be a long video. Oh, now it's starting to get hard. Now I could probably peel it off. Yep. Now this is satisfying right here. I'm one of these that, you know, when I was a kid, I used to love putting glue on my hands and letting it dry and then peeling it off. I don't know, there was just a but I would never peel at my skin at all. See, oh, that would have grossed me out so bad. But putting that glue on there and peeling it back once it dried, that was very satisfying. Here we go. See, this is satisfying too when you get a big old huge piece like that. And then you have really, really thin pieces that stick to you, like they won't. And I know we should be painting, but I saw this and it was like, ooh, okay, we can get that cleaned up. In just a minute we can. I'm getting it off the spatula. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Just say no, Beth. Okay. I'm wiping off. I'm running out of paper towels. Okay. I wish I had some plastic right down here. Right now what we're going to do is we are going to use white chalk paint. The black, very lightly, y'all. There we go. I'm going to have to run upstairs and get some more paper towels. Okay. And y'all have seen me dry brush. It's almost all taken off. And then, and the reason why I'm doing this is I want to see where the detail is. I want the black to still be in the grooves, so where it gives it depth, but I want to know where all the details are. Oops. And I also want to lighten up part of that black, so when I add color on top of it, it's not as hard to get it brighter. And I will be doing the dry brush on all the colors. So now you can see, and of course I still have not put my paint back, my brush back in the paint. Okay, I'm going to pick up some off the napkin. Still haven't put it back in the jar yet. I want y'all to know how much paint I'm really using here. It doesn't take a whole lot to get this effect. Look at that line going down through there. I wonder what caused that. I wonder if that's a bad mold. Okay, now I'm going in the top and just get a little bit. I might have to go back in and get more. I don't know. Let's see, yeah. I'm fighting with it. It should be the light. I don't want to put too much on there, so I'm barely putting the brush down in there because this is my last one. Now you could do this with any color. I'm using white because I'm going to be using a lot of different colors, and I wanted those colors to show up easier. And they will be brighter because they've got the white on the background. This is a dry brush. When they say dry brush, you can't even see the paint. And that's the true dry brushing. There's always more paint in a brush than what you realize. Okay, and so we've got those. I'm going to move those off right now because then we're going to move to the cow and to this. And once again, you see that brush? Now watch what I do. You see that brush? See the difference? I haven't done that area. And my brush is dry. It's just not hard to do if you know how to get it off your brush. You don't want to actually see paint on your brush. It's the only way I can describe it. It's going to be there, but you don't want to see it before you start doing this. So you don't see any paint on my brush. Okay, see, I'm going to show you. You would see that and you would say there's no paint on your brush, Beth. I want you to see. Let me pull it up. So you can see this. See, you don't think there's any paint on my brush. And there is very little. But I just want you to see, and you'll be able to see the difference. See, there was paint on my brush. Not much, but there was. So, you see that? I just barely tipped. Okay, now I'm going over here. And I am going to brush it off. You see my brush? And I need a little bit more. I'm having to fight with it too much. I would rather you put too little on there than too much. I'm going to have to clean this off. I see areas that need to be cleaned off that I didn't see until I started doing this. And I'm going to show you the detail on this because this is amazing detail on this cow. Look at the detail on that. Do you see that? That's amazing. Yeah, see, I didn't notice this before I started doing the white, and it was like, oh no, that doesn't belong there. Okay, is that all? Nope. There's a piece down there. Okay, but look at how detailed that is. I mean, that's amazing. And then I'll bring that up. Look at that bow. Look how detailed these molds are. Okay, so we got those. I'm going to put a little bit more white on here because I want the green to pop. But I'm doing it in layers, y'all. And there's going to be red on the berries, and then you got pine cones. So I just want the foundation to be a little bit brighter. And the nose, I want a little bit more white on the nose. And on the tusk, the horns, because they should be white. Well, sort of beigeish. Okay, and now let's go ahead and do the cardinals. Let's see if I've got any left on here. Enough to, no, I need a little bit more. You just load it up, and that way I don't have to. And when I say load it up, I'm going around the top. I'm not even dipping it down in there, okay? Once again, I brush almost all of it off. Oh yeah. Okay, yeah, this is nice. I am going against the grain when I've got more in my brush. If it's going this way, you take your brush and do it in the opposite direction. And just follow that grain. If it goes, across, then you go up and down. If it's up and down, you go across. And don't forget the edges. I'm not going to worry about the backs right now, because these are going to be you're not going to see the backs. I just cannot get over how detailed. Once again, I'm still getting the dry stuff around the top. Okay, this one's going to have to have stuff removed off the top area. Now it came off. Okay. I guess the brush. Oh yeah, you can see the little fine pieces falling. Okay, I got to get it back down before I forget. Okay. And we're still going to do this a little bit on some of these. Okay, now I'm going to have to go in. And this allows you to see the detail. And what's what. These are actually, I love these right here. The biggest mistake people make when they're doing this is they get too much on their brush. And normally I would show you, but I don't want to mess these up. If I come across a piece that I don't really care anything about, I'll show you the difference. I'm putting very little versus putting what you would probably, if you've never done this before, you would probably think, oh, that's not too much. And it would be too much. I am getting down in here too, because you're going to see this part. The inside edge and the outside edge. Okay, there's that one. Can you see me? Let me hold this up so you can see the detail on that one too. It's just amazing. Way too much. Doing the same thing with this, going against the grain, but I am getting down in there. I'm not doing just the top, I am going, but my brush is so dry that it's leaving the darker where it needs to be. If you had too much paint on your brush, you could not do this. It would be a horrible mess. And you would get so frustrated. And you would say, I don't understand. They're doing it on YouTube. How come I can't do it? I'm explaining to you what the difference is. You think my brush is dry, but you've just seen me go over this without even putting my brush back into the paint. From when I did that one. No, from when I did the pine cone. Now I need to add a little bit more. But you see, okay, I'm adding hardly any, and it's thick paint. And then you see me take it off, and I'm not just lightly. I'm putting pressure. You can see the brush bending, and I feel like I've got too much on this brush right now. So I'm very lightly going over this, because I do feel like there's too much paint on this brush right now. And I'm doing it on a paper towel, which is taking some of the paint off the brush too, because the paintbrush is hitting the paper towel. Okay. And this time and I put a little bit more paint because I know how to control it, and I want to get this done. But at the same time, this is when I start making mistakes, because I think, oh well, I don't have too much, I can make it work, and sometimes I get too much paint. Which you can correct unless you gob it and you put it into the lines where the black, where you want the black to stay. If you just put a big old glob, you're gonna have to repaint the black into it, because the black that shows through is what gives the item the depth to make it look not flat. It gives it the character that you're looking for. Now, since I've used almost all of it, now I'm going to go back in and get inside those areas that's deep within. Okay. We're getting there. And we're doing quite a few pieces. We're doing more than one project at a time. See, that's almost too much paint right there. But because I'm going to put silver on it later, I'm okay with that. Right. Okay. Go ahead and get these done too. Once we get past this point, it will go a lot quicker, I think. Right now we're at 2 hours, y'all. So you know, that's how long it takes. I mean, I'm not the fastest person, but I am most definitely not the slowest one either. In reality, this is what it's going to take you to do. To pour, to wait for them to set long enough to get them out, to clean it up, and to paint. That's what you're going to be able to tell when I get through. You're going to know. And we may not use every one of these. You see, I'm going against the grain. The grain is going around, so I'm going across. Until I get most of the paint off, and then I will just start almost scrubbing the piece. Oh, my feet are bothering me. I'm standing up. I want this to be a little bit lighter, and I most definitely want this lighter because I'm going to be decoupaging in here, so I am probably going to make this a lot lighter, and I need to do the same thing in there, so y'all sort of just bear with me. not a good brush for me to be using to do this with. And I will switch over to the right brush in just a minute, since I got this one. Okay. I went back and got a square brush. Don't want a whole lot of paint. See, I got too much there, but I can fix that. And see, I start way back. When I reload my brush, I don't start right where I left off. I go way back and pull the paint. That way you can control it a little bit better. And the brush that you use is going to make it easier or harder for you. That is just the way it is. That's why I went back and got a flat square brush. Because this one right here, there'd been paint everywhere. There may still be paint in certain spots, but this allows me a lot more control over where the paint goes than the one I was dry brushing with would. And it's just the edges I'm worried about with this. And I picked up a whole lot less paint that time. Okay, now I'm going back in with my dry brush. And I got way more on here than what I wanted, but let me stipple this. Y'all just give me a minute here. I want to stipple this so where I can decoupage right over this when it dries, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And the kind of brush I use to dry brush is a firmer brush. It is not a soft brush. You do not want a soft brush when you're dry brushing. I know you'll hear people say, but they're not actually doing the true dry brush technique, y'all. And I know people will argue with, and that's okay. But do your research. I was taught this technique by an artist when I was 14 years old. And I have used it many, many times on many, many, many mediums. From canvas art to ceramic pottery to resin pieces to mixed mold pieces to gel plate to, I mean, any kind of art. A true dry brush technique is wonderful. Okay. Now it's ready. to decoupage. Now I still need to add color to it. I'm not done adding color, and I did not do the edges, and I've got way too much paint. You see what it's doing? And I knew I had, and I'm barely touching the sides. This is what you don't want. Okay, so we got that one done. Let's do the cowbell. Although I'm going to probably be putting a bronzy color on here. I want that bronzy color to pop more so. So I'm putting a light coat on all this, and it is a light coat. Look at the detail in the star. See, I don't think y'all see the detail in some of this stuff. It's amazing. Okay. Yeah, we're just going to finish it off. We're going to do this to all the pieces. We probably will not be painting all the pieces, but while I've got this white out, my brush is ready to go. We're going to go ahead and at least get the base color. So you can see the true detail in all these. See how it makes it pop? That's a gorgeous sunflower. Yeah, see, my brush is perfect right now. I can do it fast. I don't have to worry about having too much. And this is the perfect, this is what you want when you're dry brushing right here, where you don't have to worry about it. Your brush is loaded exactly the way it should be. And you're just adding that color to the top and leaving the dark color in the recessed areas. See how fast that was? If your brush is loaded correctly, that's how fast and easy it should be. And there's a piece that should not be on there. See, look at that. Okay. This one, I know, it's got a bunch of stuff that is not supposed to be on there. And doing this helps me see it. Oh, and I see a bunch of it. Okay. You see how much it slowed me down when I had to redo. Because I have to be more careful. But then when it gets to a certain point, you know that it's a true dry brush, and you can go to town on it. And you don't have to worry about it. Okay, now I see a lot of pieces on here that I did not see before. That does not belong. Okay. There it is. Yep. Okay, where was the other one? There it is. It's funny how when you start dry brushing, you see all these pieces that you know don't belong on there. And I'm amazed this turned out. There it is. I knew there was a piece up here. Yep. Okay. Is that all the pieces? Oh no. Let's just go ahead and get them all done. Oh, I don't need that brush. This one I'm not too sure about. This has got a lot of bubbles in it, which is okay. I can deal with that. I'm just not sure if I would use it a lot. I'd rather use real greenery than this as an accent. But a lot of air bubbles in that one. I'm not too sure if I like that piece right there. But that's the only one so far. So, I mean, if there's one piece out of all these that I don't like, especially a little tiny piece like that, then we're doing good. Now there's many ways of painting this stuff. You can watercolor, which I love doing watercolors on this. You get such a soft effect, and of course you would want to pour it white. I knew I wanted the old vintage rough look, so I went with the black. Oh, I see a bunch that does not belong on this little ropey thing. You'll see it too as soon as I pick it up. See, look at that. that a piece? Does that belong there? No. Now this piece is real thin. This is a piece that I didn't pour all the way, and I didn't think would even turn out. But amazingly enough, it did. Okay. And that's just like a little rope. And I'm going to just put these teeny pieces back in this cup once I get them done. That's way too much paint on there for these little pieces. Yep. Way too much paint. This is what you do not want to do. Which, it's still okay. Let's see if there's something. Okay. Where was the piece that I didn't, said that it was my least favorite? Oh, it was the one with, what did I do with it? It disappeared. Okay. Oh, there it is. Let's see if I can get too much paint. No, I don't have. Look, I'll show you what too much paint is. Let me get. And you're going to look at this and say, Beth, you don't have that much paint. I'm over here drying it off. But you see that? That's too much. You see my brush? It's not wet. I mean, but you see what it does? It doesn't look wet. You see? It's still not as bad as it could be, but you don't want this. Or maybe you do. But if you glob it, you see how it's getting down in the black? You don't want that. You don't want to cover, you don't want to cover the black up, because then it starts taking the definition away. And that's what you don't want. You see the difference? You can see the definition so clearly. You see that? You don't want that. You want the light-handed touch. Okay, now let's see if I can get it. I'm brushing it off more. Yeah, I brushed it off 4 times after that. And I'm still picking up more paint than what I would like. Okay, that's going back in the cup. And we'll do the sweater. I've got enough paint on here to do the rest of the pieces. We got the sweater. The little hat. It's way too much paint, even on this little hat. See how it takes away from the definition? Let's do the cowbell. And the little bitty tiny cowbell, which there's a bunch of stuff on here that's not supposed to be on there. Right there. Okay. I'm not sure about this piece either. I guess they could be used as fillers. Will I use them? Probably not. And the same thing with this. It's berries with a leaf and pine cone, I think. Yeah. Just too tiny. I can't see me ever using that. I'm going to throw this away. Okay. We got it all. Oh no, this one. This one I need, because I'm going to decoupage it. And it's already started to dry, so this is not moving as smoothly as I would like for it to move, but I think I can make it work. Okay, and then I'm going to stipple. This is probably a little bit too big for this, but I'll make it work. Okay, so those two are ready, and we are done with the white. Well, nope, I don't think we're done with the white. I'm looking for flesh color. Okay. I just got some, this is Fusion. Yeah, this is Fusion Tapestry. This is a little bit too, beige. I'm looking for a pink. That's it. That's That's all I'm... I don't know if you can see what I'm doing over here, but I'm adding just a little bit because I'm going to be dry brushing the faces. And I added just a touch of red. And this is more than what I really want, but I'm going to try to make it work. Being very careful. I don't think there's a hand there. Okay. Okay. Okay, we're going to go back and we're going to just smooth out that. I don't care if I get it up on something else. Okay. And the same thing with this. We're going to make it a little bit. Okay. And now I need a little bitty brush. Let's see, where's my water? I'm misting the paper towel is what I'm doing. I know you can't see me, but that is what I'm doing. And something went all the way over there. And I know this is too big. Let me get a smaller brush. Oh my. Is there any? Okay, I'm just trying to tone it down. So I can put just a little. Can you see the, it's not much. I don't want it to be like they have rouge on. No, I'm taking it off. Okay. Okay, let me see. Nope. Now it's coming off. Okay. See? Okay, let's try to dry it. Because I think this is too pink. Too much red. Yep. So what do? We do this. And remember when I said if you get too much paint on and you cover up the black, and see, I just did that, covered up the black, so I have to go in and replace that black. See, I'm showing you everything I didn't want to show you. Very little paint. But there's ways of covering it up. See that right there? That needs to be back to black. We took the definition away. See, I fixed it, but when I'm at it, let me just get that little bit right there. Okay. So let's start with that color. It's definitely more pink than what I want it now. There we go. That's a flesh tone. Okay. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that. It is a little bit pinker. And I'm going to add this to the other ones too, because I sort of like this better. The other one was a little bit too beigey. Yeah. And I see where I need to add more black. To that one right there. Because I covered up the lines. Okay. I need to focus and hurry up and do this. It's going to be a 4-hour video, y'all. And I know some of y'all don't mind it, but some of you don't like them. Okay. I'm taking the wipey. I have to do this and try to get some of the paint out of here. Okay, so we need a pink though for the cow's nose. So well, I've got it here. This is water I'm just putting right here. I'm trying to get that back. This is not normally the brush I would dry brush with. Nope, I don't like that. Let me stipple it. Okay, I think that will work. Not the best, but it will work. So we're going to put this up for right now and get it out of the way. We're going to go for a brown. And it needs to be a fairly dark brown at this point. So let's get the actual pieces that we're going to be using and get started on them. So we can finish this project. Is this one going in here? Yep. That one was going in there. What was I going to do with this one? This was going here. That is going there. With that. Okay. What was gonna, oh, and the pine cone was gonna hang down there. Okay, what was gonna go in here? Which way to? Oh, was it a cardinal? Yep, it was one of the cardinals. So I'm gonna get some clean gloves on. Woo! And get those off. And I'm looking at my chalk paint because I really like to dry brush with these chalk paints. Like my own colors, so I'm just pulling all the different colors. Wish I had a paper towel down here. I mean a paper plate. Okay, let's get started with this first. And we're going to need green too. Green is a tough color in chalk paint for me because I don't have a whole lot of it's blue. I have more blue than anything. Agave, which is that's gray. Moss, but that is not dark enough. Ocean. Yeah, most of everything I've got have a deep green. In any paint whatsoever, I do not think. It's a blue too, but it's just huh. Oh, I've got a green. I got a green. This is Lillian's. So I'll mix that with, okay. So let's just start with this. I'm gonna use these little cups. Oh, let me get gloves. These are the cheap gloves. I don't need feel like I should, oop. That's when you don't mix your paint. I feel like I should fast forward through this, but I don't fast forward, y'all. What are we at? 2 hours and 49 minutes. Oh, we need to hurry. Well, you haven't had a video from me for 8 days, so just watch it in 2 to 3 different, treat it like 3 different videos, I guess. Okay, I'll dry brush with that. Oh no, I'm out of paper. I'm gonna have to use this. Let me see if I can't find it. Yeah, okay. I found another brush. Oh no, this is not going to be good. No. It's going to take me forever. But I can do it. Yep, I got too much paint right there. So I'm going to go in. I know. Okay. And then we've got, there's a lot of different colors here, and it would be helpful if you had different brushes for each color. But I'm not going to stop and do that. I'm treating these as pine cones, y'all. I'm not quite sure if they're supposed to be, but they're in my world this time. So, and then we do need a berry color, which I'm going to be using Crimson Waverly. And I am rushing through this, y'all, just to let you know. because this video is so long. And the best way to do this is not with the brush, but with the other end of the brush. Works out really well. I don't see any more berries. That's a little weird. But it is what it is. So we're going to leave it that way. And now we're going to go in with the cow. Do several different. We use truffle, and it's still truffle. And we're going to hazelnut. So we're going to go back over with the darker brown. And the darker brown. Okay, that works for me. And then a little bit of the ivory is going to go on this brush. I'm not cleaning it. I am just drying it off so it doesn't get it in. And then I'm going to do the hair up here. Can you see me? Oh, you can't even see me. Let me span out. Sorry. And we'll do a little bit right there to give it some personality, and maybe just a little bit right there. Okay. Now we are going to dip into the ivory again for his horns. I don't want that white on there, and I got way too much, but I'll make it work because you can still see. You can still see the black. So let me just make this lighter so I don't have to worry about trying to. There we go. Oh yeah, it looks like he's got a mustache now. And I will do it around his eyes too, just a little bit. Okay, that cow's got personality. Okay, and then we're also going to do his eyes. Let me get the black. I hope I don't have too much on here. Okay. That works. I do want a little bit of black in there. So let me, in his nostrils. And down through here. So what I'm going to do, okay, that worked. Okay, cool. Let's dry it off. Now we're going to go back and do the same thing, but only to this piece right here. And I am drying this, trying to get most of it off of this brush. Okay, and I'm going back into the brown. And I'm taking the majority of it off. Okay. And I'm going to go in, and you're going to lose the white. Can you see me? Yes. You're going to lose the white, and that's okay. I didn't want white on here. I put the white on, so whatever color I put on would pop. More so. Yeah, I don't have a paper towel down here, so I can't put it on a paper towel like I did when I dry brushed the white, but and it's that simple. I mean, you could use it just like that, but I want to add a little bit of doing it all over. I just want some well, I got it on there and then I took it totally off again. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Boy, this is, I think I'm gonna have to put this on a backing because this is flimsy. That may change once we okay, that is the way I want it. Now I am going to, now this is going to be something that you're probably not going to see anybody do. I'm going to do it because I know it will stay put. I know it will stay put that way. So I am going to mix just a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I need to have my stuff ready though to put together all of it. So no, we'll hold off on that for just a minute. Okay. This right here, I want a brassy color. And so I'm gonna go with this. Uh-oh. I need to get more of this. I can't get it out. This is what I want on the cowbells, so. Come on. It may be all dried up, but it's moving around in there. Let's see what happens. Okay. You can't see me, can you? Yeah, you can. Okay. There comes some. Okay, there's that one. one more. Goodness. Okay. And I'm doing the star gold. And where's the pine cones? I'm going to put a little bit of gold as a highlight coming down, just to give it some more character. I sort of like that. I'm going to do the pine cones in gold. Part of this is going to be showing, so I don't know what part. Add some gold to the pine cones on the couch. Oh yeah. Okay. And then I need just a I got a pin here and I'm trying to get the white to come down enough for me to stick the pin in just so I can do that, but it wasn't enough on the pin. Okay, let's try it again. Good enough. Okay. And I think we're going to stop with this one once I get it together, because we're already at 3 hours and 15 minutes, y'all. And then the next video, we can finish these. How about that? You want to see at least one thing get finished. And the next video, we can get the rest of them finished, because we won't have to pour them or do the base coat. We can just paint them and put them together, and even decoupage the other two. So that works. So let's get this stuff put up. I've got to make sure that I get these paint brushes in water when I go upstairs. I'm going to push this stuff out of the way so we have a space to work. And I've never done this before, and I hope it works. It would make sense that it would work. And yes, I have to get this up because I'm not. Let's move this over because I'm going to bring something up. I'm going to bring a silicone mat up here. Don't try this without a silicone mat up underneath it. And I have one right here. So we're going to put this down. Get these in the order that it needs to go. Okay. And what I'm going to try, I don't know if it's going to work, but what I'm going to try is to attach this not with UV resin, because it's not UV resin. I'm going to try to mix up some 10-minute cure polyurethane resin and attach the two pieces together with that. Now I do sort of need to know where this is going to go. So what I'm going to do, so I know where to stop putting the resin, is we don't want it there. It's straight, right? good enough. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just gives you some kind of idea on where not to put the resin, okay? Okay. Now this is going to be the tricky part. I am going to have to actually have those down like that. Okay. So and that will keep the resin from getting I don't plan on putting a whole bunch of resin. That's going to have the most resin right there. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to do, let me get, this is what I'm going to be using. So I'm putting half a teaspoon I can't see what I'm doing. And I got half a teaspoon of A. Let me get my phone out with the light. I want to make sure that's a half a teaspoon. And it's short just a little bit. Couple of drops. There we go. Okay. Okay. Uh-oh. Already messed up. Oh, that tape. Oh, great. It's too far. I don't know if this is going to work or not, y'all. It's already getting thick. I don't think that star is going to stay on there. Okay. Now this is going to turn white, so I'm going to have to repaint this. But if it works, I'm okay with it. So what I'm going to do try to help it along. Sure. Nope. Okay, it's smoking. Hope I didn't mess this up. But we don't know until we try, right? Sure like the fact that it turns white. That way you can see where it is. And you know where you need to what do y'all think? You think it's gonna work? I'm trying to hurry it along. That is still Still wiggling. Okay, we got it moved. It didn't go anywhere. That's a good sign, right? I'm trying to clean this off. That's why it had to be a silicone mat. Even on silicone, it's not. I believe it's already 8:30. Okay, well, all we can do now is wait. I moved it because I didn't want it getting too stuck. So I'm going to try to move it again. Oh, wow. Okay. Still moving around a little bit. Okay with that there. I think we should have filled that there is pretty cool. That means it's I'm going to put this on a piece of wood, though, to be quite honest. I don't think it's sturdy enough to be on its own. Which, if that's the case, then I didn't need to do any of this. Yep, it's hard. I want to get off of there if I can. Okay, that came off there pretty good. Come off of there? Okay, that'll come off of there. I'm just trying to clean this up a little bit before I paint it. And because I painted it already, I think if you're going to do this, the best way would be to do it before you painted it, and then it would most definitely adhere. But then of course you couldn't do this, I don't think. I think the only reason why I can do this is because there's paint protecting it. Getting the resin, it's not glue, and I'm getting the resin off of the areas. pretty. So far so good. Okay, and I'm just taking the brush to get the bits out. I may be taking too much of it off. I don't know. The brush is breaking. I'm having to hold it. one little piece right here off. It comes off pretty easy. I'm just being extra careful. It's still soft. This needs to go. I may wait until. You know what I may do? I may stick some E6000 glue down in there too. Let that dry down in there. Well, it's holding it enough for me to. I'm gonna try this again, y'all. This is just my first experiment using the 10-minute cure polyurethane resin to piece things together. I've never tried it before. I've never seen anybody try it before. So I'm sort of excited about it. I don't need that anymore. This up here so you can see this a little bit better, and I can hold it up. So what do y'all think? I think this is really cool. Oh, I see one little spot. There's my little broken brush. Okay, I'm through messing with it for right now. I think I need to put, is that too much? Okay. Yeah, that's too much. It's too big. I need to put something up underneath it to bring that cow up a little bit. Let's see if that'll work. Is this too much? Nope, that's too much too. Huh. Well, they're too. That probably would have worked. I'm sitting here looking for something, y'all. Oh. Wait a minute. What about a pack of mica powder? Nope. Because it goes up underneath. I don't want that. We're going to just leave it down. And just, okay, y'all, I'm going to say this is a long enough video. Oh my word, 3 hours and 55 minutes. I so appreciate y'all. For those of y'all that have lasted the whole way, thank you. Thank you so very much for being so supportive. Please do me a favor and hit that like button, the hype button. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to do so. We've got another giveaway coming up soon, and I'm excited about that. Let me know what you think I should do about Let's Resin. Should I contact them and say, sure, Halloween, anything? Is that what I should do? You let me know, because I would be doing it for you, not for me. So just let me know what you think about that. If you have any ideas on what you'd like to see me do, let me know that too. I'm not showing you my totes and painting the totes because I didn't think most of you wanted to see that. If you do, let me know about that. And I just want to say a big shout out to my members. We lost Kathy, but we've gained a couple. And I don't have the list right now, but I'll put them in the comments. I'll do a shout out to all the members, to the Best Golden Circle group in the my pinned comment, to say thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great Sunday. This is when you'll see this. I hope you have a great Sunday, and I'm hoping you'll see me again on Tuesday. Alrighty, y'all. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.